Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll show you a thriller film, Wrong Turn 2021. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. Jen and her boyfriend Darius decide to go hiking the Appalachian Trail in Virginia, together with two couples, Adam and his girlfriend, Luis and his boyfriend. On the way to the destination, they had a flat tire, so they pull over to change it. Someone seems to watch them in the woods nearby when they park at the roadside. After changing the tire, they continue their journey to Virginia. They stop at a hotel for the night in a tranquil town near the mountain. An old lady at the reception hears about their hiking plan. She warns them not to venture off the marked trail in case of danger. But Jen and her friends are unwilling to take her words seriously. After settling their luggage, they go to a bar to relax a bit. Adam attracts the attention of an old man in the bar because of his big mouth. The old man discovers they aren't local residents and warns them to be careful when they go hiking. As the old man is going to leave, Adam's words with sarcasm provoke his anger. Luckily, Jen helps Adam out of trouble with her brilliant ad-lib. When they go out from the bar to get their car, they see a furtive shadow of a man hovering by the car. Adam thinks that must be the old man in the bar, so he throws the wine bottle in his hand to chase the man away. The figure, however, disappears instantly. The next morning, Jen goes out jogging in the street. She briefly meets a strange woman peddler selling handicrafts and a poorly dressed girl. After exercising, Jen gets back to the hotel and starts the hike with her friends. The young are so excited to get rid of the city life and follow the route to explore the wild nature. Darius suddenly proposes to adventure a fortress out of the trail. Jen opposes at first, as she thinks of what the old lady said at the hotel. But she doesn't want to disappoint her boyfriend, so she agrees to go eventually. The group leaves their original route to venture into the woods. However, they come across a lot of trouble along their way. Adam's girlfriend even nearly falls off a cliff. They wander for several hours, but still can't find the fortress. As they are going to give up, a huge tree trunk suddenly rolls down the hill, giving no time for them to hide. Luis's boyfriend is crushed and killed by the trunk, and everyone else gets hurt. Binding up the wound, the remaining friends have to mark the way and get back to find the trail. However, they lose their mobile signal in the deep forest, and the sky is getting gloomy. Lost and distressed, they set up a camp for the night. At night, Jen wakes up to see a shadow outside their tent, but she takes it as her illusion, as she's too tired and falls into sleep soon. After a stormy night, the next morning, group discovers that Adam's girlfriend is missing, and their mobile phones are gone as well. Adam finds out they were actually camping in a cemetery last night. They search around and notice a plaque dated 1859 that is used to commemorate the creation of settlers, named the Foundation. Adam worries about his girlfriend and nervously searches for her around. The others follow to help look for her. While looking around, Adam and Jen see the poorly dressed girl in the forest. Curious about how a little girl shows up in such a pathless place, Adam hurries to run after her, but is accidentally caught by an iron chain on his foot. Suddenly he is pulled into a cave, where a snake coils itself at the entrance. The other three friends dare not enter the cave, so they decide to mark the cave and go down the mountain for help. On the way down the hill, they find a cabin, in which they discover plenty of backpacks and mobile phones. They also find an axe and a sawing machine, which makes them feel a sense of fear and foreboding. Shortly after, the group finds Adam restrained and being carried by two men wearing animal skulls. They rush to stop the two men and try to let them set Adam free. The men can't understand their language. Adam takes the opportunity to sneak and kill one of the men in the elk skull, while the other runs away. Moments later, Adam's girlfriend appears. She reveals that she was hiding from the men in skulls, as she encountered them last night. The group are frightened and attempt to leave soon. On their way back, they come across more traps and get attacked. They soon find themselves surrounded by more mask-wearing men. While following Adam, his girlfriend falls into a pit and gets impaled on sharpened tree branches. Though she begs for help in despair, Adam abandons her and runs for his life, before she is killed by an arrow, shot by a coming masked man. Being completely surrounded, the remaining members, Jen, Adam, Darius, and Luis, are all captured. Jen wakes up to find herself trapped in a dark burrow. She is surprised to see the woman peddler she met in town. The woman peddler stops her from shouting for help and gives her food and water. She then lets her out of the burrow to meet their friends, who are all being controlled and tied up. The friends are taken to a primitive settlement called the Foundation, deep in the forest. where people maintain an old lifestyle of more than 100 years ago. Jen notices that the poorly dressed girl also lives here. Later, they are taken to the tribal court. Adam is charged with murder, for he killed the man wearing the elk skull. It turns that the villagers set the traps to hunt animals, but Adam accidentally fell in. They were planning to take Adam down the hill, but one of them unexpectedly got killed. Then, Adam is found guilty and sentenced to death, while Jen, Darius, and Luis are guilty of lying and sent to darkness. Adam is then bludgeoned to death by the leader in front of his friends. Luis is frightened and tries to flee, but he is caught soon, with his eyes blinded by a hot knife. Next, it is Jen and Darius' turn to be punished. At the urge moment, Jen comes up with an idea. She begs the leader for his mercy, claiming that the strong Darius can help with building houses for the foundation, while she can be the leader's wife to carry on the family line. The leader agrees and welcomes them into the community. In this way, Jen and Darius survive in the foundation. Several weeks later, Jen's father is worried about her because he has lost contact with Jen since her last call about a month ago. He goes to the police station for help. However, the police can do nothing but let him fill in a missing person report. Jen's father decides to find his daughter on his own. He arrives in the town to search for her. He comes to the bar and meets the old man, who previously had a conflict with the young folks. The old man says the group of friends may have been in danger. Even so, Jen's father insists he won't give up finding his daughter. He then meets the old lady at the hotel reception. The kind old lady tells him the story of the foundation. It was formed by several families who were afraid of the breakdown of America in 1859. They have hidden in the deep wood up the hill and lived a primitive life since then. For years, the foundation live in isolation from the people in town. To survive, they kidnap and kill intruders to take away their belongings. Lots of mountain climbers haven't returned after encountering them. People in town don't want to break their peaceful life. They threaten Jen's father to stop his plan of going up the hill for his daughter. But nothing will make him change his mind. He pays a local tracker, together with an experienced hunter, to take him through the forest. Thanks to their helpful experience and expertise, the group successfully escapes several traps at first. However, before they could claim their victory, the hunter triggers a trap and falls into a pit, causing him in the coming for rescue tracker to be killed by the following traps. Jen's father survives the deadly trap, but he has to continue the adventure by himself. He follows the map left by the tracker and finds the settlement at night. He plans to get close quietly, but is found by two men in skulls. Much to his surprise, one of them happens to be Darius. Later, Jen's father is taken into the village and soon surrounded by the crowd. He shoots to warn the surrounding cultists, but he is suddenly injured by an arrow. Surprisingly, it was actually Jen who shot him. Seemingly brainwashed, the daughter leaves her father behind, as if she doesn't know him. The leader of the foundation sentences the father to darkness for trespassing. He's then sent to prison. That night, Jen sneaks away to release her father, revealing that she shot him so as not to raise their suspicion. And she endures the humiliation, only to wait for a chance to escape. Now it is time to run since her father is here. While Jen and her father flee, she encounters Darius, who refuses to leave with them, as he has been totally brainwashed. On their way, Jen discovers the blind and disheveled Luis. She then shoots him in the head, to help end his miserable life. Jen and her father flee to kill multiple Foundation members, who are hunting them. They get injured when fighting with the cultists, and are about to get caught again. Right then, the old man in the bar shows up to offer help, and rescue them. The old man's nephew was caught and killed by the Foundation 6 years ago. He had a good impression of Jen when they first met, and was deeply moved by her father's determination to save his daughter. With the help of the old man, Jen and her father managed to escape. The leader of the Foundation looks on behind the trees as they drive away. Back to their world, Jen and her father have returned to their normal lives. One day, while arriving home, Jen is astonished to find the Foundation leader and the poorly dressed girl inside. They are well dressed and pretend to be a new neighbor just moving in. They are warmly welcomed by Jen's family, who doesn't recognize them. The leader notices that Jen is several months pregnant with his child, so he asks Jen to return with him to the Foundation. To protect her family, Jen reluctantly agrees to go. In exchange, he shall never interfere with her family again. Later, Jen follows them to get on a recreational vehicle and leave. But it doesn't take long for the vehicle to swerve out of control and crash into a parked car. Jen gets off the vehicle and stabs the leader to death with a knife, for she realizes that she can't be free again unless the leader is dead. In the end, she holds the little girl's hand and takes her back towards her house. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Peace out.